Good morning. Welcome. It's Tuesday after the holiday. I hope your Labor Day weekend was really great. And welcome to the Coffee Break Show. Listen, you're on the Success Secrets for Business, Family, and Life channel. I'm Vickie Helm. And today's Coffee Break Show is brought to you by Metadigm Digital Network. We are the online live shows network that bring you some of the best shows that you can watch online. If you haven't seen Another Perspective with Scott Stevens, you want to definitely tune into that show. And Unlocked with Tracy Wilson. That is one of the most phenomenal shows as well. And of course, it's time to have a coffee break. We go live every day, Monday through Friday. We share tips, tools, techniques. We share inspiration, motivation, and those things that are going to bring you thrivability in your future. And today it's a very interesting week for me. I have already, it's Tuesday. I had a great holiday. We have been working our hobby farm because, we have a hobby farm and we're trying to get all our foods up. And I show you pictures of everything that Robin's doing that makes it all great. Good morning. I just want to say hello to you guys coming on. Hello. Listen, if you're new here, put your name down below. We want to see you and meet you and get to know you. It's Tuesday and I'm so disoriented. I know it's like a Monday, Tuesday already. So what's happening was we are in kind of this area where we're locked in between fires. You guys know I live in Colorado. I live in kind of a valley area where all the smoke from Arizona, California, Utah, Colorado is socked in. It's ominous here. It looks ominous because the forest fires are everywhere. They're just everywhere. And this morning, good morning, Deborah Jason. How nice to see you around. I'm hoping that your part of the country isn't as smoky as mine is. Mine is really ominous, like Tracy's was. It kind of moved down here. Good morning. Nice to see you on. Nice to see you coming in. Nice to see you all being here. So today, I'm so lost. I like this. This cracks me up right here. I'm so lost. That's good. Robin, me too. I may be one day behind all week. Yeah, we're just going to speed up and catch up. So today I want to talk about something that has really hit me. I had a very interesting weekend. I had a lot of time to think about what we're doing, what I'm doing. I still need to interview you. Happy to do that. Who is this that you still need to interview? I'd love to be able to do that. Karen, get in contact with whomever that is. Let's see. I like this. Hoping the rain will help this morning. Yes. The rain seemed to pass us. The snow seemed to pass us. It's not here. We expected to get a whole lot of feet and inches, and we just got nothing. Hey, hi, Barty. Nice to see you on, my friend. How are you doing? I'm so happy to be. Yeah, I'd love to interview you. That would be great. So today I want to talk about influence right now, and I want to talk about it in a really authentic way, and I'm going to do it fast because I have a lot to cover, and I know you guys are going to say a lot as well. And one of the things that is coming up right now that I notice is that as we move more into our pandemic economy or the COVID economy or whatever you want to talk about that way, we're going to notice right now that there are no experts. There aren't. Nobody's been through this before, etc. So that leaves us with a lot of opportunity. It leaves us with a lot of being able to create influence because the influencers that are here, some of them are dying off really fast. They're being unmasked for the frauds that they are. And Gary Vaynerchuk talked about this. He said, the closer we get to this mayhem that we're going through, he said it is going to unearth all of these fake gurus, all of these fake wannabe entrepreneurs. He said it was going to uplift, unend all of them. You're going to be able to see because they're not going to be real entrepreneurs that can push through this kind of situation. So what's interesting to know about what Gary said was, he was like, there's this open opportunity for people to step in those positions as the new leaders in this new era. So how do you do that? Well, I wore this shirt today on purpose. It's because you do good stuff. And what do I mean by that? The thing is, everybody wants to go ahead and make programs and things to make money. Influence isn't about how many people following you. That's not what influence is. Influence is when it's 3 a.m. and you've got a flat tire and it's crappy weather outside, and you're able to call 5 or 6 people and say, listen, I need some help. And they will get out of bed and help you. They will get out of bed and say, I'll be right there. And I mean, not those I called my sister, my brother, my uncle, no family members. I'm talking influences when you need somebody to cover your back because you covered their back. Influence online isn't about constantly trying to get. It's about serve, serve, serve. People have been so taken advantage of. People have been so belittled and lied to and had their money stolen. They're not very interested in doing business with people who just say that they are selling a good product. They want people who are serving a good product. And how do you serve? Influence is that you've served so much that you have love bank. You have real love bank with someone, whether that love bank is with your group of people. Sorry, I was listening to music really loud today. Whether your influence is with a community of people, if you take a look at people who've done really great things, they have been open and filleted themselves open to the whole entire world. And I think a lot of those people, I think Russell Brunson's really good at doing that. He fillets himself open to the whole world. I think Gary Vee is that way. He's just him. I know he cusses a lot, but I'm okay with the occasional F word as long as that it's kind of part of his authenticity. I mean, he's just kind of that kind of bomb. So what happens is when you get people who are authentic, you know they are. There are people who are polished. There are people who are polished and they are absolutely great marketers, but they're not authentic and they're not actually vulnerable. They're just really great marketers. They can whip us up into a frenzy by talking, hey, this is the newest, greatest, most thing, and it's helped all these people. Blah, blah, blah. And we were like, oh, I want that because it'll solve all my problems. And really it doesn't. And what happens when you get somebody who's really, really, truly real? Gary Vee tells you all the time how hard he worked, how much money he saved, how he wasn't really cool and didn't get to hang out with people all the time. I mean, in his school, he was like, yeah, I just wasn't the best student. And so he tells him, my mom made me feel like I was the best. My mom told me I could, he said he scored in the mom zone. And so what happens is influence has a lot of love and work and service to it. It has a lot of, what's the word I want to use? Dedication to it. It has a lot of divinity to it. We think of influencers as people who are just, we're celebrities, we're this, we're that, and we have good PR people, and that's how you can gain influence. Influence in this coming economy is going to be everything. It will be its biggest currency. And it's listening. People are going to listen to the problem solvers. They're going to know the difference between the person who is just trying to sell them something and the person who is trying to serve them, really, truly serve them. And the question is, how are you serving them? And what I want to say about influence right now that really struck me this weekend is I had a friend die this weekend, and she was in her late 50s, and she died of cancer. And I have another friend who is battling that right now and is choosing to fight it and live and really live. And somehow what's interesting about what she said was, she said, for the first 2 weeks, I was in shock. I just couldn't even get my head together. It took me 2 weeks to get my head together. And inside of that shock that she was going to die soon, she suddenly realized that she didn't want to check off a bucket list like it was like, hi, I'm dying, I'm going to do all these things. She wanted to live still because she was still living. And she wanted to do all these things because she wanted to live more. And so that simple mindset shift, I thought, was something that was so powerful. We always think we have tomorrow. We always think we got another day. We always think that we're not going to battle these illnesses. And some of you watching right now, I know, have battled illnesses. I know that you've battled your whole life. And it's like, We always think we have tomorrow, and tomorrow's never guaranteed. And I wonder what we do when we think what would you do if you knew you were going to die? You know, it's like that song, Tim McGraw, Live Like You Were Dying. What would you do if you knew you were going to die? And let's say you were going to have good health for about 9 months, maybe, before you were not healthy anymore, and you couldn't do the thing you wanted to do. Wouldn't you be out there doing it? That's influence. Any time that you live your life like you were going to die, like it mattered to you more than anything, that your life actually mattered to you, not your pain. So many people think that, well, I have to work through my pain first, and I have to work through my emotional trauma. That's the whole problem. I did that same thing. I spent so much time in my trauma. I never was spending so much time in my joy. All I did was flip the script. I flipped it. I stopped paying attention to the story of my trauma, the story of what happened to me, the story of how bad it was, the story of how much pain I had, the story of all the abuse, the story of how painful it was. I left that. Okay, it happened. Big deal. Okay, let's move on. And I started paying attention to the story of my joy, the story of what I wanted to experience and do before I died, the story of how I wanted to experience going around the world on a boat, bike riding across the USA. I wanted to write books. I wanted to do this. I started doing what I wanted to do and stopped paying attention to this thing that makes all the healers and other people money. I get it. Sometimes you need a little help. Like when the trauma first happens, get help right then. Get help right then. Don't let the trauma happen and then shut up and be quiet about it for years and years and years. You lose that time. How much time do you have to go find your joy, to go experience your joy, to go be your joy? That decision is up to you, but you've got to make it now. Now is that time. And right now, there's no better opportunity because everybody is in their fear and their pain and nobody's saying, okay, today I'm going to go ahead and, be wonderful. Today I'm going to go ahead and be joyful. Today I'm going to be kind. Today I'm going to do something for me that flips it around. We can't spend forever in our pain, just like we can't spend forever in our joy. I mean, you can spend forever in your pain, but guess what? The only thing you can take with you is your experience. Your experience of pain just is going to follow you along, or the story of pain. And to me, it's like, if we can come up from under our story of pain and say, I'm tired of that story. Now I want my story of joy, my story of adventure. Maybe you're sitting behind that desk and you're working. And really what you want to be is a world traveler. Really what you want to be is somebody that is into life and helping people. And maybe something you want to do is beyond sitting at that desk. And maybe the lie you're telling yourself is that, well, first I got to do this before I can do this. Well, I can tell you, that's not true for me. When I sit behind the desk and I really want to be riding across America, I think, well, I need to train every day. I need to be out there on that bike every single day, going a little bit further and a little bit tougher and a little bit, and I'm having fun in my life achieving that goal. That's influence. If you can't influence yourself, how are you going to influence others? If you can't influence you to do the things you want to do, how are you going to influence somebody else to do that? People follow influencers that follow their own influence. People follow influencers that follow their own influence. That'd be like me saying, I want you to invest in this, but I'm not invested in it. Do you see? It doesn't make any sense, does it? And everybody thinks, I want to make a difference in the world. Well, the first world you have to make a difference in is right here. This is the first world. And believe me, when you take advantage of changing your world right up here, and you actually let everybody watch it, or let everybody see it, or let everybody be there to watch it, you will turn into an influencer. One of my teachers a long time ago said, people will come to watch you burn, burn with achievement, burn with success, burn with pain, burn with whatever. People will come and watch you burn, whatever you choose to burn. And that is, to me, I want to burn kindness. I want to burn being transparent and open so you can see what it's like to be live here in front of everybody in God's green earth, and burn with that message, burn with whatever you're doing. Every time I write a book, I let people know. Every time I'm working on this, I let people know what I'm working on. And I just do that. So I want to give you permission to influence your own world, to influence your own life, to step up and light yourself on fire and allow people to watch you burn in your mistakes, in your greatness, in your success. That's influence. I know everybody wants to see that magic influence of, well, I made $1 million, blah, blah, blah. That's not going to work in the future. There are too many false gurus, and everybody is like, okay, I've given you the money and I've ended up with 0 results. Now I want real results. How do I do that? And they're coming over to look at your page. They're coming over to look at your website. They're coming over to look at your funnel. They're coming over to see you on a Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and LinkedIn. They're coming over to research you to the nth degree so that they can see whether you're an influencer. And here's the thing, influence has no age. Influence has 0 age. Betty White, come on, an influencer, because she hangs out there and she lets it hang out all at that age. It doesn't matter. You can be a 2-year-old, 3-year-old kid and have influence today. Influence isn't something you buy. It's something you are. It's not something you buy. It's something you are. Okay, hang on. I'm just going to go over here and just say hi to everyone. Let's see. We'll start here. Influence is built by being authentic and transparent. Yes. And then are you serving others, servant leaders, at servant influencer? Let's see. I just flew out in and out tonight. I hope to be in Sedona. Who is this person here? So sorry for your loss. Thank you. It was a good friend, and I'm actually kind of teary-eyed, but I will tell you, it put a log under my fire. I was like, okay, how long do you got? Get it all done. Get everything you want done before you die. Yes, Vickie, I'm so sorry for your loss. Cancer sucks. Yes, it does. It does. Who is this? Illness is the foundation of my life. I want to know who is this? I'm so curious. It seems like it's escalating, maybe just our age bracket. Yes. But there's so much attitude that's so depressed and uncertain and fearful and everything else. It's just running rampant. Where are the true kind lovers? I mean, I think the hardest thing we can't do right now is hug one another. And okay, I admit it. My name is Vickie Helm, and I am a hugger. And I am a hugger, and I miss that. And having all those hugs and being able to hug people is one way. I don't know about you, but if you've put your arms around someone and you've really hugged them, you can tell who that person is a good hugger. That's somebody who really hugs you or really appreciates you. I love that, and I miss that. It's what propelled me into helping those with illness. The only is regretting living in shame. Yes, I don't know who this is, but shame is one of the things that I had to deal with as well. I still think I deal with it as I become more open and more open and more open. What are you revealing? You're usually revealing the parts of you that you feel ashamed of. And I'm not sure who this is, but yes, it's what propelled me into helping those with illness. The only is regretting living in shame. Oh yes, thank you. That's a good one. That's a tough one. That's a flip the script for me too. Every time I feel shame. In fact, I want to tell you about my first incident about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. I was telling Robin, when I wear bike shorts, I always wear something over my bike shorts because I'm ashamed of how I looked on the bike because I'm not like skinny. I'm a big woman. And when I got on the bike, I feel strong and I feel healthy, but I wouldn't just wear bike shorts. And I remember thinking, it's so hot. I need to just wear the bike shorts. They breathe better. So finally, I realized that I wasn't doing that because I was ashamed of it. And I was like, you know what? You can't care what other people think. So I took off the other outer layer of clothing, which was more comfortable. And I went bike riding, and I'm still conscious about how I look on the bike. But I'm working with that. It's okay. You're getting stronger and better and healthier and etc. But you're right about that shame. It blocks us from doing things. There are some times where, I don't want to be in a photo, or I don't want to be, seen in the light of a photo. Like I have a friend of mine, for some reason, he keeps taking pictures of my behind. And I always look at my behind and think it's probably bigger than it really is. But still, you get to the point where you're ashamed of yourself and you're not being and doing what you want to do in the moment. And this is one of the things, it's regretting living in shame. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. That was beautiful. I love it. I would save lives. There's nothing like giving when I am not able to. Yes. Yes. That's actually inspiring right there, to not give when you're, to give when you're not able to. Lisa, you are a warrior. Is this Lisa? Is that who's on her phone? Maybe. I like this. Die without regrets. Help other people die without regrets. That's a noble path, Lisa. There's a heart there for you. That usually means Anna to me, but it's Lisa today. I love this song. Please wait 3 minutes to watch, everyone. Let's see. Oh my gosh, you guys are all talking all at once. What's this right here? Karen Sachs. Thank you, Karen. Whether you're 9 or 99, life is, yes, whether you're 9 or 99, life is short. And I want to talk about that. My mom is 82, and she is such an inspiration to me. My mom at 82 still has 2 businesses. She just took a course at 82 to become a herbalist, kind of an acupressure herbalist who does these things. And she came second in the class. She was not valedictorian, but she was the second in the class at 82. My mom takes all the excuses away from me. And she planted a garden this year. She's harvesting that garden. She's, just canning and doing all sorts of stuff. And it's like, you're right. Whether you're 9 years or 99, life is short. Live like you're dying. And a lot of people are saying this stuff, but you gotta do this right here. You gotta burn. Whether you are burning like a mistake or a victory, burn, baby. You want to be in the experience of whatever that is. Influence isn't something you buy, it's something you are. Thank you. There it is. Influence isn't something you buy. The point I'm making is, Ken MacArthur always talks about this. He wrote a book, a best-selling book called Impact, The Impact Factor. And whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, every single day you have impact on the world. You don't even know what kind of impact you have, but every day you have that impact. Every day. Now, if somebody's in pain, I don't suggest you go up and just look at them and go, flip the script, get out of your pain. I suggest you be there with them and listen to them. Just be with them. You don't even have to solve it. It's not like you're trying to solve their problem. You're just being in there while they're emptying out and they're crying and they're okay. It's there. And maybe, just maybe, you can say something uplifting. Something uplifting. If you want to look at influence and you want to be an influencer, you need to know how you do the influence on the micro and the macro. And sometimes the universe will put you in front of that person to be kind, not to be rude, but to be kind and loving. Sometimes that person needs a hug and you're the one who gets to hug them. And whether in the moment you're aware of that or not, you're always going to have influence on the world. You're going to have influence all the time. You are in your life with you. The first person you have to influence is you. Scott says people just have to like you before they'll consider your words to contain any wisdom. Yes, they need to watch you, like you, test you out. Everyone else, hey, Barty, it's you. Hey, nice to see you on. You must be out there. Yes, I would love it if you were on. Thank you. Hey, Lisa, there's another Facebook user. Lisa, I don't know who's saying what to whom. Illness Facebook user is Lisa. Thank you. Thank you. I'm with you. I miss hugs. Me too, Deborah. This is a key influencer right here. You know how they say you can tell everything about the relationship on somebody's first kiss? I can tell everything about the relationship, how someone feels, with my first hug. I know someone who's like got a genuine hug, someone who's got a fearful hug, someone who's got an inauthentic hug. Hugging and kissing are like truth tellers. You know, if you get a really good hug, you know, somebody's super glad to see you. They express it. They're not like, hi, I'm super glad to see you, but I'm standoffish. That's not what happens. When you're super glad to see someone, you're like, gosh, you know, if it's your son, your daughter, your friend, you're like, God, I'm so happy to see you. You're really there with a hug. And for those people who are like, hi, I'm really an introvert, but it's hard to hug or anything, you can feel that. It's like that kiss in that first hug. Yes, I miss hugs too, Deborah. And yeah, that's just, oh yeah. Let's see. What we got here? Lisa and Barty, before leaving a comment, please grant StreamYard. Okay, there you go. I think Barty might be on our Sally. If you guys are on your Sally, StreamYard hasn't figured that out yet. First post after learning about COVID, how I would miss hugs. Yes, the whole world is missing that wonderful human touch that is just an expression of joy, love, and care, and that's hugging. Glenda, I remember that post. That was the first heart-centric COVID post I saw. Nice. Let's see. I'm hugging you, Glenda. I totally understand that. That's right. The big virtual hugs. See, hugs are influence. We keep looking to be like, hi, I'm an Instagram influencer. I'm a YouTube influencer. I'm a Facebook influencer. Who cares? That's not what an influencer, that's who you are. It's not a status that you have. It's who you are. And a true influencer gets up every single morning knowing that they're going to influence the world in some way. And they have a choice of whether they're going to do it. They're going to do it by joy or they're going to do it by being cruel. But either way, every single morning. And the first person you have to influence to do what they want to do is you. That influencing you. Are you getting up to do what you're doing? Hey, girlfriend, I would save lives. Facebook user is Suzanne Harris-Mark. Now, this is one of my friends here that I just absolutely love to death. And she is so amazing with her kids. Whew, I'm sorry, I'm not going to cry over the kids. But this weekend, the pictures were really awesome, Suzanne. Thank you for being on, my friend. I think saving lives is important because you can influence somebody's decision whether they're going to kill themselves or not. You can stop them in a moment and say, look, I know it's really crap right now, but let's just take 5 minutes. You can kill yourself later, but just tell me right now what's going on. What happened to you? Just be that ear, just be that sounding board. We know that can happen. We know that we can save lives. Suzanne, thank you for that. I really like that. Scott says, with everyone carrying a phone camera, we're all the targets of the occasional paparazzi, butts and all. It seems you know who I'm talking about. Let's see. We love mom. Yes, we do. Of course, we don't have to give mom's name out. Let's see. Your mom rocks. She does rock. I forgot that you've met her. That's right. I love this, and I love the time it came in. Discernment in all things. That's right. Discernment in all things. That's pretty amazing. Let's go here. Facebook, the best advice I got was to stop referring to myself as disabled and view myself in a different light, a warrior boss, the internal language you can rewire and express love. Oh, you got that right. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. What we suddenly identify ourselves with is vastly different. We don't identify ourselves as an illness or as a personality. We're something much bigger, much greater, more influential than ever could be than that. And part of accepting your influence is having to accept that you're great enough to be an influencer. And what we tell ourselves in between there, in that languaging, is all about accepting your greatness. And here's the thing, when you truly accept your greatness, you accept a type of responsibility. And I think most people don't want to influence or hide from influence or make non-real influence because they want to actually get to the point where they're avoiding the responsibility of being an influencer. You know, if you take a look at Mr. Rogers, he was an influencer, and he was an influencer for kids. And your actions are always your influence. Yeah, if you guys want to read Ken MacArthur's book, it's a good one, by the way. There it is right there, and you can pick it up. Like Lisa, advice can make a big impact, but it always comes down to you and your response to the advice. Powerful. Yes. Very, very powerful. Hugs. You can really see the authentic person in a hug. It's so true. You can feel their openness or their non-disclosure. You can feel everything. A hug is just like a kiss. It's really great. Ken MacArthur's Impact Manifesto. You make a difference whether you want to or not. And that's the truth. Everybody's hiding from that, but that's the truth. Or even whether you know it or not. So step up and make an impact that you can be proud of. That's great. Thank you. Yes, you can tell when someone's hug isn't authentic. Even an introvert can have an authentic hug. That is absolutely correct. Glinda says, when my company car axle broke and the bolts and lug nuts flew out and I got the car off the interstate, I made sure my mental patient was good and let her know help would be there. I couldn't hug her, but I could reassure her. I want to stop and say that is so smart. There are sometimes we want to hug, but we shouldn't hug, or it's against regulations to hug. It sounds weird, but it is to protect us, really. I couldn't hug her, but I could reassure her. That is... yeah, that's really great. Ooh, I want to tell this story. I know this one and it makes me cry because it's really, I've heard the whole details. Suzanne, when I survived cancer while being pregnant, that's right. She was pregnant with her daughter and she wouldn't abort her daughter. I had to choose life for myself or my daughter. I chose her life over mine. She's beautiful and smart and wonderful and funny, and I love her to death. My point is sometimes saving a life can be listening to those who want to talk or just being there for others instead of thinking of myself. Yes, that's a big one. And when you make those kind of decisions to love, you become love. Yes, that's always such a beautiful story. Thank you, by the way. I love that about you so much, Suzanne. You have no idea. I love that Josie's here. I love everything about her. I think she's the woman of tomorrow, and I just love her to death. Thank you for that gift. A hugger is a great personal brand. Suzanne, I don't know that story. You are a super mom. She really is. Glinda, good choice. Infused with love. Yes. I just want to go down here. Wow, good discernment and use of your best self. Thank you for your service. Yes. Dear Karen, that is right. I like this. We're going to end with this here. Reassurance is different from a hug. It is. And if all you can do is reassure people, then yes. So here's what I want to reassure you about. I want to reassure you that you are greater than you could possibly even know or are willing to accept about yourself. And I include myself in that. That you have more impact every day and more influence every day than you realize. And soon, I don't know when your time is. I don't know when my time is. But after a while, I'm not going to be able to do what I can do right now. So whatever you can do with whatever you have in the moment, whether it's your voice, a hug, remember that you are influence. You are not getting it or buying it or finding it. You are influence from moment to moment to moment. The most important person to influence is yourself. And that influence in that world means that you are either going to pay attention to what you can do or what you can't do. You can always believe in yourself a little bit more. Just the same way you want other people to believe in themselves, you can believe in yourself as more. The more influence you have with you, the more influence you will have in the world. That's Tuesday topic. And thank you for being here. And tomorrow's guest, we are going to have fun with, and it's going to be exciting. And you've seen this guest before. So I will see you guys tomorrow for a Wednesday conversation. Peace out. See you tomorrow. Mwah! Have a great rest of your week.